Apples of Gold in Settings of Silver, Week 3, The Perfect Bond. Colossians 3:12 through 14. Therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another, and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things, put on love, which is the bond of perfection. As the Creator, God must be the master of biology, right? My recent college biology class gave me a fresh perspective on this verse about love being the bond of perfection. If you haven't studied biology recently, you may not remember that chemical bonds between atoms of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus essentially form the stuff of life. Whether plants or animals, living organisms consist primarily of these 5 elements. Configured in amazingly versatile and diverse ways, they form cells, macromolecules like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and amino acids, and perform a full assortment of intricate functions within the body. Besides generating, nourishing, and repairing cells, which comprise all of the assorted tissues and organs we recognize as sustaining life, they also produce the electrochemical message passed between neurons of the brain and nervous system and form the basis of perceptions, thoughts, and even emotions. The almost limitless variety of these chemical attachments and their unique roles speaks to me of a loving Creator who has infinite wisdom and care for each of his creations. When I read the verse highlighted above, I had just studied the differences in the chemical makeup of different kinds of fats. Do you know why unsaturated fats are healthier for us than saturated or trans fats? I learned that in humans, and most other animals, each cell is surrounded by a double layer of lipids, fats. Each molecule has a water-soluble head and 2 tails that are hydrophobic. They don't mix with water. Our incredibly wise Creator put them in a double lineup with their tails together and their heads facing opposite directions, because in this way, a selectively permeable membrane protects the cell from the harmful substances while allowing necessary nutrients and fluids through to sustain that same cell. In a perfect world, those double layers of fat molecules remain flexible in a wide range of temperatures and internal conditions, maintaining their vigilance against intruders without becoming rigid. But here's where it gets interesting. You've probably heard the current wisdom that cholesterol is bad and can cause heart disease, and trans fats or saturated fats can raise cholesterol levels, becoming a health risk. What I learned is that unsaturated fats differ from trans or saturated fats, and that they have a double carbon bond in each molecule. That double bond keeps them more flexible and fluid at cooler temperatures, thus maintaining their ability to act as a permeable cell membrane. Can we call that a perfect bond? As I pondered this verse and my lesson on fats, I realized love is the same way. It bonds us together in a flexible way that allows forgiveness to flow between us and keeps us fluid so we can move in the Holy Spirit. God is love, and that love is the bond of perfection. As we allow God's love to permeate our lives, we become more receptive, able to walk in forgiveness, and motivated to cultivate selfless concern for others. If we resist his love, we become rigid, self-centered, and even phobic. In the same way, a lipid molecule won't mix with water. We tend to run from God because we're afraid he will ask us to change. Consider, where are you today in your relationship with God? Are you fully bonded in love, or are you still rigid, fearful, and resistant? He's waiting to share his love with you. Don't resist or hide. Allow his perfect love to permeate your life and bring freedom from your fear.